Like and subscribe right now, or this spider will crawl on your face when you're sleeping. Egypt is famous for its fascinating mummy stories, hidden treasures, and pyramids. But have you ever heard about the screaming mummy, the world's oldest cheese, or the weirdest animals? Pregnant Egyptian mummy. No one would have guessed a pregnant mother from all the mummy legends, but that is exactly what happened. The girl was in her 20s or 30s when she was mummified, and while her other organs were extracted, embalmed, and then placed back, the fetus was not touched at all. The rare and mind-boggling phenomenon is known as coffin babies and stunned the entire world. Lost Golden City. From all the lost and found anticipation, no one can ever imagine a whole city being discovered. The Lost Golden City has been buried for thousands of years and is regarded to be the largest ancient city found in Egypt. It is called the Golden City since it was built during Egypt's Golden Age, 1391 BC, and it's been buried under sand for millennia. With its statues, pottery, jewelry, and many other things, this remains the most important discovery till today. World's oldest cheese. Recently, a group of experts unearthed some ancient cheese inside the tomb of an Egyptian, and it has since been determined to be one of the oldest cheeses ever discovered. The find is remarkable, since no earlier proof of ancient cheese production has been discovered, and the tomb where the cheese was discovered belonged to an Egyptian official. So I'm sure the cheese was an important part of a royal dinner table back then. Strange fish of Egypt. This weird-looking fish was found by some locals near the shore in Egypt. It was swimming in clear water, and there is just one of its kind till today. If you see it closely, it looks somewhat like a manta ray, but quite different from it at the same time. Meteorite daggers. The artifacts discovered from ancient Egypt's prime are absolutely out of this world, and one of those finds is the meteorite daggers. Egyptologists discovered that artisans from this time period created these metal objects using elements brought to Earth by meteors, which is quite remarkable. The ancient Egyptians were intrigued by the stars and knew a lot about them, and specialists believe that an iron-rich meteor may have collided with Earth, providing the only source of this extraordinarily pure metal used to make these daggers. The DENDERA light bulbs. Yes, this one is exactly how the name sounds, the light bulb of ancient Egypt. Images of light bulbs were found engraved on the wall of an ancient temple, with a priest holding a light bulb during some religious ritual. Of course, it is impossible to state that Egypt had actual light bulbs that could be used for illumination. Well, whole bulb carvings are an intriguing mystery still to be unraveled. World's oldest beer factory. The world's oldest known beer factory was discovered in an ancient burial place in Egypt's desert, where they discovered roughly 40 pots used to heat a mixture of grain and water to manufacture beer. Who knew beer was a favorite drink among ancient Egyptians? The brewery consisted of 8 larger areas, each 65 feet long, and housing approximately 40 pots organized in rows. This location was once one of ancient Egypt's oldest towns, and it now has massive burial sites and religious structures. One of the most visited tourist attractions in the country. Ancient Egyptian Zoo. We always believed that Egyptians couldn't go beyond pyramids, but we're mistaken, as these pharaohs had reached the pinnacle of extravagance, as the archaeologists dug up an entire zoo, a zoo full of exotic creatures. Strange animal graves suggest the existence of a big, exotic menagerie of creatures, including 10 dogs, a baby hippo, a cow and a calf, and an elephant. The Tomb's Silver Pharaoh. The pharaoh's royal tomb is one of the most magnificent of all ancient Egyptian artifacts, even more so than TUTANKHAMUN'S tomb, the tomb of the Silver Pharaoh, ruler of the 21st dynasty. The pharaoh's entire goal in surrounding themselves with riches was to have the easy pathway through eternal life. But this tomb had something peculiar, which was the pharaoh's magnificent silver sarcophagus. As far as we know, this is the only time a pharaoh's mummy has been entombed in silver. Tutankhamun's babies. Tutankhamun's reign became possibly the most famous of all ancient Egyptian pharaohs. When he died at the age of 19, he was childless and hence left no genetic heritage. However, Egyptologists all over the world have recently confirmed that Tutankhamun was buried with the remains of 2 fetuses in his sarcophagus, convinced that the fetuses were twins who were most probably his children. Khufu's secret room. If you have wondered what is inside these pyramids, let me tell you. It's a bunch of rooms and dead guys in there. The only thing interesting here is the secret chamber. And this one is mind-boggling, as it's one of the oldest and largest chambers to be found in any ancient building. Tutankhamun's tomb. What's so special about this tomb is that there's a rumor that it holds dark secrets, as it is said that the tomb may have more tombs in it, particularly of Nefertiti. A grave within a grave is creepy, right? But some say the tomb has unimaginable riches in it. What do you think? Red and blonde mummies. Archaeologists are a little different from the rest of us, as when they find a mummy, they'll go through every minor detail, such as hair color, skin color, and stuff like that. And that is how they landed on these mummies, who were red and blonde. Intriguing, no? They found out that the people in those days used to dye their hair with henna for different ceremonies, and that is what these two must have done. World's oldest ship. This entry on our list will surely astound you, because before the pyramids, Egyptian architects were significantly more accomplished in irrigation and water transportation, which leads us to the Khufu ship, the world's oldest ship. The goal was for the boat to be utilized in the afterlife when the Egyptians died. Of course, we have no way of knowing if it worked. Valley of Mummies. The image of a mummy comes to your mind when you hear the term Egypt, but how would you react if I told you there were thousands of them in a valley? One of the highest concentrations of dead kings may be found in this vast cemetery. Because it's near an oasis, it is one of the most fascinating places to visit. 250 mummies were uncovered when archaeologists began digging here. These mummies were at least 2,000 years old, and they discovered a whopping 10,000 mummies after more digging. Kangaroo rats. The next find is the cutest and cuddliest of Egypt's discoveries, as we introduce you to kangaroo rats. These adorable rats keep to themselves during the day and only come out at night for their needs, such as food and water to keep their bellies full. And these sneaky pants are hard to capture, as they give a good chase to their natural enemies, the horned vipers. A dinosaur in Egypt. This next one is a real shocker, as something out of the prehistoric world was discovered. Yes, I'm talking about a dinosaur. This dinosaur was found dead somewhere in Egypt, and it led to numerous assumptions that there is yet much more to discover about ancient Egyptian civilization. Screaming mummy. What's scarier than a mummy? A screaming mummy! I know that doesn't make sense, as only dead people get mummified, but how can a dead person scream? It turns out this person was just preserved with his mouth open. This person was killed, and the mummification guys made sure that they didn't alter the corpse's state, as they wanted people to know how violent his death was. Naked mole rats. This next entry on our list is something really bizarre, and what no one was expecting to be discovered in the hot deserts of Egypt. Naked mole rats. These little guys spend most of their age in darkness, weaving their way through tunnels. They follow the hive pattern of bees, as the mother is the queen who looks after the young ones. And now, let us move on to our subscriber pick of the day. This image was sent to us by one of our subscribers. Similarly, if you ever wish to know more about an image you come across, just send it on over to us. Who knows, we might even feature it in one of our videos. The subscriber's pick. This subscriber's pick revolves around the theory that the pyramids were not built by humans, but aliens. And if this alien-like was found in Egypt, then this theory would have been proven right. But unfortunately, it isn't real and is just some edited picture. So, let's move on to our next entry. Rosetta Stone. In Memphis, Egypt, King Ptolemy V. Epiphanes issued a proclamation in 196 BC, 3 times into stele, twice in Egyptian and Demotic scripts, and once in prehistoric periods employing hieroglyphics. Hundreds of years later, in July 1799, the Greeks reappeared. Officer Pierre-François Bouchard of France discovered the stone that had been there for a long time and had since been transported and utilized in the construction of the structure. The quantity of the stone generated was huge, as intriguing as hieroglyphics from the past. This is the first time the text has been formally published. Intriguing, isn't it? Thank you very much for watching the video. Do like and share it with your friends. Subscribe to the channel and hit the bell icon to not miss any of the upcoming amazing videos. Thank you once again.